If you love Paul Harvey stories and the rest of the story, subscribe now. Now the rest of the story. Remember a novel called The Hustler, made into a movie in 1961? If you know the story, you have a good idea of what pool hustling is all about. The grim faces of those high-stakes competitors, the stale, smoky pool room atmosphere. But what you're about to hear is the story of a real-life hustler. He lived at 434 East 52nd Street in New York. The parlors where he hustled most of the time were around 6th Avenue. He loved the game, but this was the Depression, so he hustled for money. His reputation was considerable. In fact, he became somewhat of a living legend on 6th Avenue. The neighborhood sharks used to nod and smile when they saw him coming. All agreed that such talent is born, not made. Last time I told you this fellow was not a pool shark. He hustled games of chess. He was a chess hustler, you see. Decades ago, there were storefront chess parlors up and down Manhattan, especially on 6th Avenue. There'd be a dozen chessboards set up in sidewalk windows, and each of those establishments employed a pro, an expert chess player. All day long, amateurs would challenge the expert. The risk to the amateur was 50 cents of his own money, but he stood to win $1. Now, the hustler you met a moment ago was one of those amateurs, the best of them. Every day he made the rounds of 6th Avenue storefronts, challenging and almost always defeating the parlor pros. He was a native New Yorker, the son of a prominent surgeon. The family was well-to-do. He attended the finest schools, Trinity and Andover Academy in Massachusetts. Partly because of his prosperous background, the Depression was particularly depressing for him. Yet, while other men in their early 30s might have tried to pay the rent shooting pool, he did it playing chess. This comparatively elegant, refined form of hustling well suited his nature. He was fastidious, careful, and proper to the core. He despised dirty jokes. He could not even imagine a man cheating on his wife. And oh yes, his power of concentration was awesome. He once called that his most valuable asset. It made him an extraordinary chess player. In fact, this fellow could refuse almost anything but a chess game. He would play in person, by telephone, even by mail, carefully considering and then posting each move. Those were friendly games, of course. His money came from hustling. As you might guess, there were lots of offers from the 6th Avenue parlors. Offers for him to turn pro, but he was making more money as an amateur. One day somebody offered him enough money